In this video lecture, we are going to discuss the electronic configuration. That means, in an atom, how these electrons are arranged or distributed inside this atom. Now, in earlier videos, we have discussed orbitals, that is the region or the place where the electron probability is maximum. We have gone through the concept of orbitals. So now we are going to place electrons in these various orbitals. So now the question arises, how do we place these electrons in the various atomic orbitals? So this way or the method of arrangement or the placement of electrons in various atomic orbitals is what we call as electronic configuration. So definition point of view is defined as arrangement of electrons in various orbitals in an atom. So in an atom we have a number of orbitals. So in these various orbitals we are going to place electron. How electron is to be placed in various orbitals, that is what we call as electronic configuration. Now while writing electronic configuration, this electronic configuration is written in this way: N L X, where this X represents number of electrons, that is being placed in a given orbital. L represents subshell or the orbital in which the electron is replaced, and this capital small n, this represents the principal number, or that is principal quantum number. So once we have this, we have an idea in a particular orbital how many electrons is to be placed. Now this placement of electrons requires certain rules. So there are some rules which has to be followed for writing electronic configuration. So the rules are, let's discuss the rules first. Rules for writing electronic configuration. The first rule, rule number 1, this says Aufbau principle. Rule number 1 is Aufbau principle. Now this Aufbau is not the name of a scientist, but it's a German word which means build up. This means how electrons are to be built up or how electrons are to be entered into various orbitals. So normally look at these principles are associated with name of the scientist who get this principle, but in this case this Aufbau is not a name of the scientist, but this is a German word which means buildup of electrons in various orbitals. So the first rule is Aufbau principle or Aufbau rule. This rule says when we place electrons in various energy orbitals, then the lower energy orbital is to be first filled up, followed by next higher energy orbital. That means electrons are entering into various orbitals in order of increasing energies. So this energy order is what we call as Aufbau principle. So this says lower energy orbitals are filled first, followed by higher energy level. Higher energy orbitals. That means when we fill the electrons, when we enter electrons in various atomic orbitals of that particular element, now we have to follow the energy sequence of the orbitals. So while entering electrons, the lower energy orbital should be first filled up, followed by next higher energy orbitals. So now the question is, we have used the energies of various orbitals. Now these energies of various orbitals is decided by a rule which is known as N plus L rule that we have discussed in previous video lecture. So by using this N plus L rule, we can arrange the energies of various atomic orbitals in a multi-electron species. Whereas for hydrogen or hydrogen-like species, energy of orbital depends only on the value of N, the principal quantum number. So energy is decided by N plus L rule, that is for a multi-electron. So the one having the orbital having lower value of N plus L will be having lower energy than the one having larger value of N plus L. But if two different orbitals are having same value of N plus L, then the deciding factor will be the value of quantum number N. So the orbital with lower value of N will be having lower energy than the orbital having higher value of N. So this is N plus L rule, that is for multi-electron species. For multi-electron species means those species having more than one electron. So we have to follow this above principle. So simply saying electrons are entering in various energy orbitals in order of increasing energies of the orbitals, and energy is being decided by this N plus L if the system is a multi-electron species, and if the system contains only one electron, that is hydrogen or hydrogen-like species, then energy depends only on the quantum number N. So this is how we follow the above principle. Simply saying we have to follow the energies order of various atomic orbitals. Look at this diagram. This diagram is a very simple way to remember the energies of various atomic orbitals. This energy order is decided based on N plus L that we have just mentioned. So if you look at this diagram, the lowest energy orbital is 1s. After this we have 2s. After this we have 2p. Then 3s. After this 3s we have 3p. Then 4s. Then 3d. So if you look at this, the energies of 4s orbital is less than that of 3d. This is based on N plus L. Then 3d to 4p. After this 4p we have 5s, then 4d, then 5p, then 6s, then 4f, 5d, 6p, 7s, then we have 5f, 6d, 7p, then we have 8s. So this is what we call as energy order of various atomic orbitals. So the energy order. So energy order of various electron is, so we have 1s, the lowest energy is 1s. After this we have 2s, then we have 2p, then we have 3s, then we have 3p. After the 3s we have 3p, then after this 3p we have 4s. After this we have 3d. So look at this, after this 4s we have 3d, then we have 4p, then we have 5s. This is 5s. After this 5s we are having 4d, and after this 4d we are having 5p, and after this 5p we are having 6s. Then we have 4f, then we have 5d, then we have 6p, then we have 7s. After this 7s we have 5f, then 6d, then 7p, then we have 8s, etc. So this keeps on increasing, so we can keep on increasing. So this is the energies of various atomic orbitals that we have developed or decided based on the n plus l rule. So one has to remember these various atomic energies of these various atomic orbitals in order to write the electronic configuration of any particular species having more than one electron. So if you cannot remember this, then we have this diagram. You can just do this diagram, and just from this diagram we can arrange the energies of various atomic orbitals. So this is what we call as above principle. So this rule simply says, while filling up electrons, one has to follow the energy order of various atomic orbitals. The lower energy orbital is first filled up, followed by the next higher energy orbital. Now the question says, though we are simply saying we have to follow energy order of various atomic orbitals. Now the question is, how many electrons can be placed in any particular orbital? So again the question says we have to decide the number of electrons to be placed in any given orbital. Only then we can have electrons to be placed in various atomic orbitals. So the next rule is to decide how many electrons can be placed in any orbital. The second rule for electronic configuration is Pauli's exclusion rule, or simply says a Pauli's rule. So this rule says in any given atomic orbital, so I'm using the word in any given atomic orbitals, a maximum of 2 electrons can be placed, and these 2 electrons should be having opposite speed. So I repeat this statement, in any given atomic orbital a maximum of 2 electrons can be placed, and that too with opposite speed. So means this simply says a maximum of 2 electrons can be placed in any given orbital, subject to the condition that these 2 electrons should be having opposite speed. So statement is a maximum of 2 electrons can be placed in an orbital. A maximum of 2 electrons can be placed in an orbital with opposite speed. So if you are placing 2 electrons in any given atomic orbital, these 2 electrons should be having opposite. If one of the electron is having clockwise spin, the other electron should be having anti-clockwise spin. So these 2 electrons should not have same spin while occupying same atomic orbital. Now this is where a maximum of 2 electrons can be placed. But in another way we can also say this statement, any 2 electron in an atom cannot have the 4 quantum numbers alike. We can take any 2 electrons in a given particular atomic in an atom, and these 2 electrons can never have the 4 quantum numbers identical. A maximum of 3 quantum numbers may be same, but the 4th quantum number should be different. This is also the another statement of this Pauli's rule. Or this can say any two electrons in an atom cannot have 4 quantum numbers alike. That means all the 4 quantum numbers in any particular atom for a 2 electrons cannot be exactly identical. Maximum 3 quantum numbers may be identical. A maximum of 3 quantum numbers may be identical. If three quantum numbers are identical, then the fourth quantum number has to different. So this is what we call as Pauli's exclusion principle. So the first rule says we have to follow energies order of various atomic orbitals while filling up electrons in various atomic orbitals. Then the second rule says while filling up electrons in any atomic orbital, a maximum of 2 electrons should be placed. And while placing these 2 electrons in an atomic orbital, these 2 electrons should be having opposite spin. So suppose, take this case, let's take this case. If I say 1s2, so this simply means 2 electron is placed in s orbital of the first cell. This is shell number, this is orbital, this is number of electrons. So if you look at this, these orbitals, we can represent these orbitals by box. So this box represents the orbital. We are just showing these orbitals in a box diagram. So now look at this. This represents n, so n equals to 1. This represents L. This represents electrons. So we have L. L is equals to 0 because this we have s orbital. So n equals to 1. This is first cell. Now look at this. We have 2 electrons. For both these 2 electrons, n equals to 1, L equals to 0. So if L equals to 0, then the magnetic quantum number will also be 0. So the magnetic quantum number is from minus L to plus L, including a value of 0. So if L is 0, so M is automatically 0. Then the question is this spin quantum number. Now since we are having 2 electrons, so these 2 electrons should be placed in this atomic orbital in such a way that the spin of these 2 electrons should be opposite. So if suppose look at this is clockwise, then this has to be anti-clockwise, or if this is anti-clockwise, then the second electron should be having clockwise spin. So if suppose this is plus half, then the second electron will have n equals to 1, L equals to 0, M equals to 0, and S will be minus half. So if you look at this, for both these electrons, the values of n, L, M are identical. So 3 quantum numbers are identical. But if you look at the fourth quantum number, that is spin quantum number, one is having plus half, the other one is having minus half. So a maximum of 3 quantum numbers can be identical, but the fourth quantum number has to be different while placing an electrons in atomic orbitals. So this is what we call a second rule, Pauli's exclusion rule. So while placing electrons, one have to keep in mind that is lowest and maximum of 2 electrons should be placed in any atomic orbital, subject to the condition that these electrons should be having opposite spin. So if 2 electrons are placed in this atomic orbital, these 2 electrons, one is clockwise, the other one is clockwise, we say this is pairing of electron. So while pairing of electrons in an atomic orbital means we are having a pair of electrons. Now this pair of electrons should be having same quantum number, same azimuthal quantum number, same magnetic quantum number, but the spin should be same. So we can also have look at this. So though we are having 2 electrons, but this is not allowed because both are having same spin. Or we can have look at this again, though we are having 2 electrons that is placed in an atomic orbital, but these 2 electrons are having same spin, so this is not allowed. So if I say if these are placed in same, then all the 4 quantum numbers should be identical. So if all the 4 quantum numbers are identical, then how can we differentiate these 2 electrons? Now we have to differentiate the electrons that is being placed in various atomic orbitals. Now to differentiate this, we require 4 quantum numbers, that is 4 variables. So if maximum of 3 variables are identical, then the 4th variable has to be different. So this is what we call as Pauli's exclusion principle. So any orbital can have a maximum of 2 electrons, and these 2 electrons should be having opposite spin. That is, while pairing of electrons in an atomic orbital, electrons should be having opposite spin. And the next rule that to be followed while filling of electrons in various atomic orbitals is Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Now this one, we are using a particular term, maximum multiplicity. So this simply says this will be applicable when we have degenerate atomic orbitals. Applicable to degenerate. Applicable to degenerate atomic orbitals. So degenerate atomic orbital, the word degenerate means having same energy. Orbitals having same energy. If there are orbitals with same energy, then we have to follow this Hund's rule. So let me just explain the meaning of degenerate orbitals having same energy. Now we have, look at this, p sharp shell. This p sharp shell, this is sharp shell p. Now in this sharp shell p we have 3 orbitals, px, py and pz. So p sharp shell has got 3 orbitals, px, py and pz. These are the 3 orbitals which is present in this sharp shell p. So these 3 orbitals which is present in the same sharp shell, these are known as degenerate, having same energy level. So in box diagram we can represent in this way. This is suppose p sharp shell. In this p sharp shell we have p. So if one is px, then the other one will be py and the third one will be pz. So this is, we can have pz here, we can have px here, we can have py here, we can have py here. That is immaterial. But these 3 orbitals, that is what we call as degenerate. S shell contains only 1 orbital, so this rule is not applicable to s orbital. This is applicable to degenerate orbital starting from p. So we have p 3 orbitals, that is px, py, pz. These 3 orbitals are having same energy level. Similar, look at this, we have d sharp shell. D sharp shell has got 5 orbitals, dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square and dz square. These are the 5 orbitals which is present in d sharp shell. So these 5 orbitals which is present in d sharp shell, these are again degenerate, means having same energy level. So in box diagram we can represent this way. So we have 5 orbitals. These 5 orbitals, these are having same energy level. So this may be xy, yz, zx, x square minus square or dz square. This is just an arbitrary. We are just simply saying these 5 orbitals should be having same energy. So this Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity is applicable to p orbital, d orbital, f, g, h, etc. That is what we call as the orbitals having same energy. This is not applicable to s orbital because s has got only 1 orbital, that is symmetrical. So this is Hund's law of maximum multiplicity which is applicable to degenerate. Now let's see what is the rule. If suppose we have to place electrons in this p sharp shell containing 3 orbitals, then rule says while filling of electrons in this degenerate orbitals, these same energy levels are first to be singly occupied. We have to place 1 electrons first in all these same energy level before any pairing of electrons should be taking place. So before pairing of electrons, all these orbitals should be first singly occupied or first half filled. Only then we can undergo pairing of electrons. So the statement of this law pairing of electrons in degenerate orbitals takes place only when all the degenerate levels, all the degenerate orbitals are first singly occupied. So let me explain this. So pairing of electron in degenerate orbitals will take place only when all the degenerate orbitals are first singly occupied. Let's say suppose we have to place 2 electrons in this p shell. Now we are having p2. Now this rule says this p has got 3 subshell. Now the rule says all the 3 orbitals are having same energy. So rule says force electrons should be placed in such a way that each same energy orbital should be having one electron. That is the meaning of singly occupied. Or now look at this, we can have these 2 electrons may occupy this, or we may have, look at this, we may have this. So this is one of the possibilities. Or we can have, look at this, or we can have, look at this. So this is again second possibility. Each orbital is having one electron. Then further the statement further it says, though we have singly occupied with same spin. So when we place electrons in degenerate orbitals in single electrons, all these electrons should be having same spin quantum number. So now look at this. These are 2 electrons with positive spin, 2 electrons positive, 2 electrons positive. We can have this configuration, this one. So this configuration is allowed. This is allowed. But we can also have a number of configuration arrangement of electrons. So simply take this. One is having positive, the other one is having negative. So this configuration is not allowed. Though electrons are singly occupied, but further says when we place electrons singly occupied in degenerate orbital, these electrons should be having same. Either they are having positive or they are having negative. Now in this, though we have a singly occupied, these 2 electrons are having opposite spin. One is having positive, the other one is having negative. So this configuration is not allowed. Or we can also have, look at this, we can place 2 electrons here. So though these 2 electrons are being placed in an atomic orbital, this may be px, this may be py, this is maybe a pz. This is allowed according to Pauli's rule, because we are having 2 electrons with opposite spin that is being placed in an atomic orbital. But since this is having degenerate orbital, so instead of these 2 orbitals being singly occupied, we cannot undergo pairing of electrons in this. So this is again not allowed. So simply saying, when we have degenerate atomic orbitals, while placing electron, one has to keep in mind that first all the same energy levels are filled up with one electron each. That is the meaning of singly occupancy, and these electrons should be having same spin quantum number. So after all these same energy levels are completely occupied, then only then we can undergo pairing of electrons. So similarly, let me have some examples here. Let's take this P3. We have to place 3 electrons in P sharp shell. So we have 3. So we have this 3 3 electrons. Each orbital contains one electron, that is singly occupied, and all are having plus half, or we can have this arrangement of electron again singly occupied, but all the 3 electrons are having same spin, that is negative spin, this is positive spin. So these are the only 2 allowed configurations. Other than any configuration other than this is not allowed for this P3. We may have look at this, though we have looked at this singly occupied, but these are having different spin, so this is not allowed. So any other arrangement of electrons other than this is not allowed for this P3. So this is the meaning of pairing of this rule, Hund's rule of maximum multiplicity. Now if you look at this multiplicity, so multiplicity, we have defined this particular term, spin multiplicity. Spin multiplicity, this says 2 times summation of spin quantum number plus 1. So suppose look at this, take this for this P2, this one. Now this is plus half, this is plus half, so therefore we are defining spin multiplicity. This is 2 into, this is summation of spin quantum numbers. So this is plus half, this is plus half, half half, that is 1 plus 1. So this comes out to be 3. We have to just take the absolute value. So this is half half, half plus 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 half. Now if you look at this, this is plus, this is minus, both are having opposite spin. So plus half minus half, that is 0, plus half minus half, that is 0. For these two, spin multiplicity will be 2 into 0 plus 1, so this is 1, so multiplicity is 1. But if you take this particular configuration, multiplicity is 3. So the one having more multiplicity is the allowed electronic configuration. Similarly, take this for this P3 spin multiplicity. Let's find out spin multiplicity. Multiplicity says 2 times the summation of spin quantum number, okay, plus half, plus half, plus half. So we say 3 by 2 plus 1. So multiplicity is 4 here. But take this for this spin multiplicity, plus half, that is minus half. So minus half plus half cancels out. We are left with plus half. So 2 into half plus half. So this comes out to be 2. Now if you look at this, multiplicity is more when we have this singly occupied with same spin quantum number. So this is the allowed configuration according to the third rule, that is Hund's rule. Take this case P4. We have to place 4 electrons in this P subshell. P has got 3 orbitals. Now first says all these orbitals should be 4 singly occupied with same spin quantum number. So now we have placed first 3 electrons. Then the 4th electron has to undergo pairing here. We can have a look at this. We can also have this configuration. This is again allowed, or we can have this. This is allowed. So all this. So the 4th electron should undergo pairing after singly occupancy of the 3 electrons. We can also have this configuration. So all these configurations are allowed. So instead of this plus, we can also have minus. This is also allowed. Or we can have here, we can have here. These are all allowed. So if you look at this, these are the allowed configuration for this P4. In the same way, let me give you some examples of degeneracy having singly occupied. Take this. We have to place 5 electrons in d orbitals. D has got 5 orbitals. So we have 5 orbitals. All these 5 orbitals are degenerate. Then the rule says the first 5 orbitals should be singly occupied with same spin quantum number. So look at this. We have placed one electron each in all these 5 degenerate orbitals. Or we can have this. we can have negative spins. So any other configuration other than these two, any other arrangement of electrons other than these two is not allowed according to this rule. If you look at this, spin multiplicity is 2 into summation of spin quantum numbers. So plus half, or simply say again half, half, half. All these are having same. To 5 times half plus 1. So we say 6. So this is the one having maximum spin multiplicity. So the one having maximum spin multiplicity is the only allowed configuration. But if I say D6, then first all the 5 orbitals should be first singly occupied with having same spin quantum number. Since all the 5 orbitals are singly occupied, then the 6th electron will undergo pairing in any of this orbital. So this has to undergo pairing here. So if I say pairing means these 2 electrons to be placed in the same orbital should be having opposite spin, because all the 4 electrons cannot have same. So all the electrons cannot have the exact identical values of all the 4 quantum numbers. So this is the rule number 3. So while writing electronic configuration, we have to follow these 3 rules strictly. Any violation of these 3 rules will not be the possible electronic configuration.